Intruder, identify yourself.
Hello and welcome. Let's get right into this. In this episode, I'm going to have 2 farming bases and 1 cup hunting base. As you can see, this is my favorite farming base. It has a centralized clan castle. As you can see, it can't be lured from outside, and it's incredibly difficult to lure with anything less than a couple hogs. You got your triangulated expos that cover the entire base, triangulated mortars. Archer Queen's also hard to lure. You got symmetry on your wizard towers and your Tesla, your air defense too. Your gold storages and elixir storages are all protected and all in separate compartments. As you can see, point defenses are all spread around the base, and the traps are also evenly placed with the extra traps by the dark elixir. Barbarian King is really easy to lure anyways, so I just left him out there a little bit. That spot right there is kind of weak to wall breakers, but there's not enough walls to fix that. I haven't had too much issue with that, especially down in the lower cup ranges. You have your funnels right here. You can swap out cannons for archer towers, or you can switch the places of the drills and the cannons if you want to possibly make it a better path for the giants or whatever you're getting to go in the funnels, and you don't have to have the traps exactly the way I have them set up. It's just personal preference at that point. As you can see, I also put some bombs down there by the town hall, so if they spam archers on the town hall, they'll be less likely to go for the actual base itself, because all the archers that they deployed on the town hall will be killed. They got the town hall, they're probably just going to surrender at that point. It actually does help a little bit. Again, all the buildings on the outside are up to you. All the decorations that you may have are up to you. That's what I have it as, is just my personal preference. It doesn't make much of a difference. And as you can see, the Inferno Towers do cover all of the gold storages and the dark elixir storage. Coming up next, we have a base that is designed to protect gold rather than elixir. This is for when you have pretty much all your elixir upgrades done, except maybe the lab, because you got 2 weeks to get that. Again, hard to lure clan castle, pretty much unlureable. You got king and queen, a little difficult to lure. You got triangulated expos, and you can see the Inferno Towers cover all of the gold storages, both sides completely. You got symmetry on all your defenses, like your wizard towers. The air defenses are a little squashed at the bottom, and the wizard towers are a little squashed together at the top. But unless you're trying to use this in high master league or above, no one's gonna like lightning both of them at the same time. So it doesn't pose too much of a problem if they're pretty close to each other. That mortar right there is acting sort of like the bombs in the last build. As soon as their archers are done with the town hall, they're going to get hit by a level 7 or 8 mortar or whatever you have at town hall 10, and they're just going to surrender. Your point defense are, of course, evenly separated generally around the base. You got your bombs in the center protecting the dark elixir. I've actually decided to move those expos a little bit out and get the bombs and all that closer to the dark elixir storage, so they trigger if anyone tries to get minions or balloons and stuff on that dark elixir storage. Well, the balloons would go for the expos, but if they're at the right angle, they would destroy the dark elixir storage with the not the air defense, the expos. As you can see, I've got one of each of the air bomb and seeking air mine on each side, bottom, top, left, right. You can switch the archer towers back if you want, if you think it looks better, or you can switch the cannon back and one archer tower forward if you think that just looks better, because this looks a little uneven, and I know some people can be worried about how it looks like that. There's a specific reason the Teslas are placed like they are. Teslas are pretty darn good at taking out wall breakers unless they spam a ton. And also, they attract stuff like giants. And what will happen is the giants or any leftover wall breakers will start going down that way towards the cannon or towards that T intersection if it's the wall breakers, and they'll hit all of those traps. They'll get blown up or launched in the air, and they're going to lose a ton of giants and wall breakers. To that, I have it next to all the Teslas and all the T intersections, which is all the T intersections of the storage, the compartments with the gold storages. As you can see, there's not a lot of buildings on the outside. Like, most of them are inside. And you'd probably want to put any decorations you have right around the town hall to make people more likely to take just the town hall, because if you don't have anything around the town hall, people are going to think it's probably got Teslas on it. Right here is my favorite cup hunting base. I made this half myself. There's a lot of designs like this out there now, and I made this variation myself, and I'm having pretty good success with it. As you can see, I've got 4 primary defenses upgrading right now: my Expo, Inferno Tower, Wizard Tower, and Air Defense. So I get slammed on defense, but I've only ever lost 1-star losses with this base. And if everything was maxed, I'd probably be winning some of my defenses. As you can see, you got the Wizard Towers in the core. I could probably switch my Infernos to single target to take care of the heroes after they're both maxed. And that Expo in the front is generally going to be up. What you want to do is try and force the people to attack from that front area right there with the cannon. It looks weak, but basically what happens is, first off, you're going to need to break all these compartments open. So it's going to take 4 or 5 sections of walls to be destroyed to break through all of that. And on top of that, what's going to happen is your golems are going to generally want to go where the defenses are. So they're going to go into the cannon, and then they're going to go left, or in this case, up. And basically what happens is they'll go down that channel and eventually take all the way around there before they start to go for the core. And what's going to happen on top of that is all the non-defense targeting troops will generally go for these collectors, because they're close enough that they're going to keep targeting all of these. And most people don't clear them well enough. And sometimes I've actually seen stuff come all the way out. When it was already in my walls, it'll just turn around and come back out. And they're going to run across all of these traps. I've seen people that attack me barely get the 1-star because every single one of their witches and wizards walks across all of those bombs, and they end up with just nothing but 3 golems and their heroes. It does actually happen a fair amount of time. So basically, you're trying to force the player to attack from the side that looks weak, and it splits up the groups. As you can see, everything is symmetrical. Inferno Towers on each side, in this case top and bottom. Wizard Towers are all on one side, but the other side can generally take care of itself, just because it's a lot thicker, a lot longer distance to go. You don't need as much splash damage. The Expos are triangulated, and the ones in the back still cover the core, so they're fine. And everything, like Expos and the Inferno Towers, are spread out enough that they can't be frozen at the same time. They're just out of range of the freeze spell. As you can see, I've got gold storages there. I'm partially trying to protect gold because I'm farming, but also I'm keeping them there because they have high health. You can move your dark elixir storage there, just some sort of high health building there, because it slows down the enemy a lot, especially if they don't have level 40 heroes. As you can see, all the air defense are in the back, which generally makes it tough to attack with the back, with dragons in the back. With balloons, not so much, because you just attack with so many balloons. but the front is covered by all 5 seeking air mines. I need to upgrade them at some point so they do a lot more damage. They're only level 2. But basically, anyone attacks with dragons or balloons from the front, you're going to lose 5 of them all at once, hitting all those traps. And in the back, you're going to be getting hit by all 4 air defense. Generally, pretty soon they'll be level 8 for me, all maxed out. Generally, you got the point defenses spread out. As you can see, I've got archer towers covering almost every single spot just to mess with the minions. I need to get them to level 12 as soon as I'm done with the primary defenses. That way they can one-shot the minions. Also, the Tesla right next to the Townhall do good work, because I've had them kill a level 40 queen that got stuck on the level 11 walls. Generally, I throw the elixir towards the outside because I don't really need it, and it slows down the enemy a lot. Wizards get stuck on it pretty well, and witches get really stuck on it. Some other designs only have cannons in the back and 1 archer tower. I moved 2 of the archer towers to the back because there was literally no air coverage except just really slow air defense in the back. The clan castle is lureable, as you can see by the white line right there. But that's not too big of an issue, because generally what happens, as you can see, the heroes are really far out. Instant, easy lure for anyone. They're going to get lured anyways, so I'm not wasting space in the center area with them. But what does happen is a lot of people just lure the heroes and then forget about the clan castle, or think they can just handle the clan castle when it gets to my core. And out comes witches and wizards and stuff, and they get ruined. They get just stuck there. As you can see, I also have mortars to the outside corners. This is actually a very important part of the design, and in a lot of high rank bases. Because basically what happens is people try to lure, but you can't lure with witches. If you're going to deploy right under a mortar, the mortar will just lock onto the witches before they can start bringing up skeletons and blow away the witches in 1 shot, 2 shots, whatever. It's 2 shots, actually. So this effectively forces them to lure from the side I want them to attack from, this whole trap-covered area, because that's the only place without a mortar. So people would generally, when doing a ground attack, will generally lure to the front, and since they've already deployed their troops there, that's where they attack from, which is exactly what I want them to do. That's about it for this base. You can put spring traps kind of wherever you want. I got some in the core, some outside. But that's about it for this. It's generally forces ground attacks to come from the side I want them to attack, and then splits their tanks away from their little troops, and their little troops hit all the traps. And then they're left with nothing but tanks and heroes, which get taken down by inferno towers and all that good stuff. I'm sorry I haven't been uploading as much as I wanted to. I've been really sick the past few days, so sick that I was pretty much hardly out of bed at any point, so I couldn't have been uploading. I really do want to increase the amount of videos I'm uploading to something like 1 every 2 days, or sometimes 1 every day. Also coming up, I'm going to try and keep you informed of my progress on farming a fully maxed Townhall 10. I'm at, let me check, I'm not sure how many walls I have right now. I'm loading up Clash, since this right here was pre-recorded about 20 minutes ago. I'm at 106 level 11 walls, and I'm about to start my Archer Queen to level 36 tonight. I'm not too happy about having to start my Archer Queen, but when you have the Dark Elixir, you better use it. So I got no choice. I'm probably going to have to hit finish on her, because I need her to actually keep my trophies. Also coming up pretty soon, I'm going to try Hogs and lose with Hogs for the first time ever, probably in my next video or the video after that. Probably the video after that. And I'm going to be having some new series coming up. Keep an eye out for that. Thanks for watching.